There's a lot happening in the gym, and that's another sign of a successful gym period. If you see a lot of action, a lot of movement, if students are participating and everybody's trying their best and people are being kind to each other and respecting one another, that's really when we have success as a whole and as individuals.
If you want to run around a little bit, grade ones, go for it.
Students at JICS often come to the gymnasium for phys ed class 2 or 3 times a week. We often start with a warm-up, which would typically be a tag game, which the kids love, to just get the heart rates up, get our muscles moving a little bit so that they're ready for activity. We always start the year with a lot of cooperative games, and we're talking about how to behave in the gymnasium and in a phys ed setting.
What would be the types of things that you might see, hear, or feel if you were part of a team?
You have to hear ideas and feel compassion.
Oh, nice, okay.
We want students to feel confident with themselves, with each other, and just with the topics that we approach.
Tunnel tag, you're going to stay inside the big back lines. If you get tagged, you turn into a tunnel. Now you get freeze if somebody comes and frees you by coming under your tunnel.
We take a developmentally appropriate approach and try to really think about where the students are coming from and what levels they're approaching each task, and really build that into games so that students can have a different entry point depending on how much experience they've had with a certain skill. Then there will be, the heart of the lesson in a way, where we're talking about skill development, tactics and strategies that the students might be using.
When a hoop is placed down, it must be in contact with at least one other hoop.
So in different tasks we'll assign different pairs, and they're working at taking turns or sharing items, and embedded in that we would want to see some of the skill development that I guess you would expect out of a typical phys ed class. So with beanbags and hoops, the students were really working together to push each other by sliding the beanbag, and if it hit the hoop, you're flipping it one time further, make it a little bit more challenging for your partner. I think the kids end up playing the game and not really realizing that they're working on the skills as well. The early years, we definitely spend a lot of time with exploration, so we're really thinking about space, the big expanse of this gymnasium, as well as small space and personal space that children will just be in their own little hula hoop or standing on their own spot. As you move up into the primary years, there's more of a focus on fundamental movement skills. Really have the students think about how their bodies are moving. And fundamental movement skills really being kind of the running, jumping, and throwing that will lead the students to being able to play a lot of other different sports. We'll leave time for reflection on what the students have accomplished in that activity.
My question to you is, how can you tell if an activity or a game is fun? What do you hear happening in the gym, or what do you see people doing in the gym?
People are laughing and screaming a lot and being like, this is fun, let's play more, can we play one more round?
Or those last few minutes of a class could be just our cool down, when taking the deep breath in and exhale so that we can really bring the heart rate down, start to calm our bodies, getting ready for the next step in our day.
Deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth.
What matters to me is that they enjoy physical activity, that they can find something that keeps them active, and really hoping that time here at JICS students can find the strategies that work for them that will allow them to participate in whatever activities they so choose, and something that'll keep them committed to living a healthy and active lifestyle.